Hi, my name is Gaurav Joshi. I'm from Mastercard Payment Gateway team. Today I'm going to demonstrate to you how to customize the hosted checkout payment page. We have been receiving queries in customer tickets that you have a product that is hosted checkout, but how do you customize the checkout page? How do you make certain fields visible, certain fields not visible? So, do you have that functionality? Can we make certain fields hidden or mandatory or optional? So, I'm trying to demonstrate to you how we can customize certain fields on the payment page of hosted checkout. This is going to be helpful because certain use cases require that the email address needs to be captured and it is a mandatory field. There might be cases where billing address is also mandatory, or you don't want to capture it. You can mark it as optional because you're already capturing that information. So, in this video, trying to demonstrate how you can customize the payment experience. Say, for example, like this. So, I see these two pages. What I'm trying to show here is email address is mandatory, the billing address is mandatory on the payment page. Here, the email address is mandatory, but the billing address is not mandatory. So, how do you do this? How do you customize this experience? So it is extremely simple. In hosted checkout, I'll give an example. So how do you do that? First of all, you have to whatever fields that you want to show or hide, and you'll have to mention it accordingly. Say, for example, if you want to make certain fields as mandatory, you'll have to mention it in the Postman example itself, in the request body itself. So I'll take an example like I have test MID that I'm using. This is the initial request that is creating a session. I need to mention here in this request body that, you know what, the billing address needs to be optional, but the customer email has to be mandatory. So how do you do that? You can find this Postman example in the download section of the integration guide. So pretty straightforward. You need to ensure that you always submit a unique order ID. So I'll send that and I'll generate a session ID. I am using the example of the guide itself, like how to implement a hosted checkout page. I'm just implementing this page. I'll just demonstrate it to you. So this code, I'm copying it into the editor. I made certain changes in this code, like change the URL, like it is pointing now to the test environment, that is the MTF environment. This is the session ID that I generated in the Postman example. Now, if I run this application, it would serve up the page of what I try to demonstrate. So let me serve up this customize.html page. When I need to run this Node.js basic server, let me start. Let me open the application itself. So let me just bring up the Postman example. So here the customer email is mandatory and the billing address is optional. Let me bring it up. Now localhost 3000, pay with payment page. And you can see the email address is mandatory, but the billing address is not mandatory. If you see the Postman example here, see the email address is mandatory, but the billing address is not. Similarly, if you want to switch it, we can make billing address as mandatory. Let me generate a new order ID. Let me create a new session. Copy that session into the editor. We start the server. Now the email address should be optional and the billing address is mandatory. So the whole this section becomes mandatory. So this is a very simple implementation of customizing the checkout page. There are other aspects to it. You can look at making it optional, read only. You're just trying to customize the payment experience. So thank you very much. Hope you find it useful.